So today, we're playing the Ranger. We've got the iconic Hammer Dagger combo. The hammer stuns, and the dagger attacks when the opponent is stunned. But we might also throw in a few other weapons to smash down our opponents too. But hey, check this run out and let me know what you think of this build. Okie dokie, let's go jump some rank games with a random character and see who we're going to get today. So it looks like we're going to be playing the good old Ranger. Now, we do start off with Hammer, which makes us really want to start going for some piggy banks and cracking them open, getting some monies. Or we could hold on to him, wait a couple of rounds to try and get a piggy pinata skill. We definitely want a whetstone. We're going to grab the shiny shell. Going to grab a wooden sword as we roll for once. And I definitely want to roll again. Now we definitely need a banana, and we're probably going to want some extra storage. But this is going to be round one. And we could have actually sold our wooden sword to get that banana. And we basically have no survivability, but we dealt massive damage, basically 20 damage with that hammer, but our stamina is immediately gone. And unfortunately, our opponent did get a bit of a heal, but it's going to be super close. We just need one more hit with the hammer. And it should be smashing. We missed. And smashing. Just pausing the video here very quickly, just to ask you to subscribe. It really helps me out. Thanks. Now let's get back to the video. Pretty good. We do smash open the piggy bank, which does give us a ton of money, which we definitely want to grab another set. We're going to sell this. We can grab our storage. We can grab our banana. We can grab a bit of extra storage, or we can actually look for a whetstone. I think we're all looking for that whetstone. That should be fantastic. Now we do want to craft up that hero sword, but the problem is it is going to need a ball of stamina, and we're more than likely going to lose by doing so. I'm actually going to hold on to this piggy bank, and I think we are going to move on with this, and we're going to be crafting up that hero sword. And especially if we're going to get a shield, our stamina is pretty much going to be shot, and especially with that battle rage, you're going to have a lot of damage mitigation. So unfortunately, we're going to be hitting less with our hammer, we're going to be hitting more with that wooden sword, and it is going to be draining our stamina pretty badly. And unfortunately, it's not looking too good. For sure. We also should have had our weapon in our ranger bag. That would have been pretty smart. Like so. That way we actually get some crit chance at the very beginning. Right now I'm going to grab a bit of extra storage. Let's grab a set of healing herbs. Let's roll. That's another piggy bank, which I do want to grab. We could be cracking these open. I'm also going to grab... I might actually want to grab this undead phenomenon, because if it's amethyst steel, we can do some sort of crazy empower stacking dagger build, which will be kind of awesome. But for now, we should be in a little bit better standing with our stamina, since this is a hero sword. It does use up a lot less stamina. But between the hammer and the hero sword, it should still be a lot of stamina consumption. And our opponent is actually bringing it back. They do have tons of healing with the Vining Basket. And so far, it's looking pretty neck and neck, actually. That fatigue set in and smash, just barely pulling through. Which is not too bad. Now, we do have a choice to make, and unfortunately, we didn't get our piggy banks. Our piggy pinata. So we're tied for smithing for dummy, shielded, or marksman. I think I want to grab smithing for dummies, decreasing our crafted weapon, and if we go for a bunch of crafted daggers, we'll add a lot of damage to those daggers. And it also gives another whetstone, so we should be able to go for a hero longsword, which should be pretty good. As we grab this, hoping for the amethyst steel, we've got the amethyst wilds, which I'll settle for. And that is a stone badge. But I definitely want to find some acorn collars. So I more likely don't want to take that. We could grab a Capless Comforts. And that is pure longsword. Straight up. Awesome. We definitely want that storage. I might actually grab a health pot, because we could end up going for a spectral dagger if you do want to. But unfortunately, we are going to move on with this sort of situation. And we're going to see what we can achieve with this. We did leave in our Amulet of Wild, so we do stack up a little bit of spikes, which is going to increase our damage. And this is pretty much the skill I was looking for. Now this bond is going to have a crazy amount of value. And we would have had a crazy amount of value if we actually managed to get that too. But unfortunately, it is what it is. And we could also be keeping these to increase our chance to stun. So we can either crack it open, or we can actually try to craft them. Actually, let's keep these. I think that might actually be a little bit of a smarter play for us. We should have a hero longsword, which should be a big power spike. But the problem is, it actually uses up a little bit more stamina. But that's why we have the smithing for dummies. That should be a little bit better. We're going to grab this. Let's actually grab our health pot. I definitely want to grab a second banana. We could take that leather boots too. I'm going to roll once. Twice even. Let's sell our shiny shelter roll again. That is a mana orb. Now, I actually want to start grabbing some lucky clovers. We could also craft up a bloody dagger if we actually manage to find a dagger. But I don't think we can actually afford to take these right now. As much as I'd like to take them, I do think we have to roll looking for daggers specifically, which are blue items. So we're going to leave it off for now, even though they are super fantastic. But right now we should have a crazy amount of flat damage with the hero longsword and that hammer. Now also spicy banana would be pretty good because we are going to be using up a lot of stamina for sure. And that's crit chance, which is pretty good. Some really fantastic options, but I do really need to roll for those daggers. But I don't think we can pass on that crit chance, and I don't think we can pass on this amulet, which is amulet life, which is pretty darn good. I'm going to set our character roll once. That's a set of blueberries, so if we do want to craft up a spectral dagger, that should be perfect. Now I also want to grab the stamina sack because we are going to be using up a lot of stamina, but we should be in a pretty good spot. I'm not going to add in our health pot, even though it is better with the amulet life, but we do get 20 max life, which does match this pyromancer's with that fire pit. And they're going to have a lot of damage with that staff fire. For sure. That's going to be scaling up pretty fast. And it's going to be neck and neck. And smash, we barely edge out head. And overall amazing. Now speaking of amazing, that's a bloody amulet on sale, which we're going to take. We're going to take a blueberries. We could end up going for crossblades, but I'm not going to take it for now. Definitely want another piggy bank. Another rogue. A rogue potion would be fantastic actually. And this storage. Just no daggers. It is what it is. However, this opponent will have a lot of damage with a molten spear. They're also going to have a good bit of block with that leather armor. They're also going to have some health pot. However, we do get that little bit of vampirism, keeping us alive. And we do stack up a little bit of spikes thanks to Amulet Wiles. And actually, working quite nicely together. And fantastic. Now with this, we definitely want to go for the big Clover win con. Stacking up a bunch of luck, crafting for piggy banks into lucky pigs, increasing our stun chance. Yeah, we definitely want to grab this. Which does mean we want to grab our leather bag. We also want to grab this rogue potion. We definitely want to grab our piggy bank. We want to roll once. And that's another unidentified amulet. Are we going to be taking all the unidentified amulets? For sure. But let's keep moving for now. So it's looking like we're gearing up for a pretty good hammer dagger build, except we have one fatal item that we're missing. Daggers. Some daggers would be nice in a hammer dagger build for sure. Our opponent is going to have a molten dagger, which is going to be scaling up pretty darn fast. Which so is our hammer. Well, our hammer doesn't scale up. It just deals a lot of damage. We've got a strong rogue potion. We're going to be adding in a banana. We're going to grab a fanny pack. Let's grab the leather boots and let's grab our undead phenomena. Hoping amulet energy is not super fantastic, to be quite honest. But let's roll for now. And roll again. And we actually found one. Now, which dagger should we go for? Bloody dagger is pretty darn good. It does give us a lot of vampirism, or we could go for some spectral dagger action, which has been buffed recently. It now has +1 damage, which I'm thinking we might actually want to grab. But unfortunately, I'm going to craft up that mana potion first of all, which means we're going to have to wait around to grab our dagger, unfortunately. But we'll see. And we definitely want to grab at least 74 more daggers and just fit them in wherever we can. However, this opponent is going to have a ton of block, actually a ton of max life, and they're going to be inflicting a good bit of poison. And they're going to be stacking up some spikes. And we do get a help off, but it's definitely not going to be enough. That's just way too much poison for us. And unfortunately, we are going to end up losing out. However, we do get an Acorn Ace, we do get Mana Mastery, and we do get Power of the Moon, which does give us a big power heal once that fatigue starts. And we definitely want to grab Acorn Ace because that is going to reduce our stamina on our weapons, which is crazy, crazy good. We could grab a flame badge, but let's not take it. Let's grab our dagger and make sure we craft up a spectral dagger. I'm going to roll more crit chance. It will be pretty darn good for right now. But I don't think I'm going to grab it. We could take a second hammer. Also, Wuppertinger on sale for 6 is crazy not to take. Let's roll again. Another pair of boots would be kind of awesome, but we're not going to be taking it. Let's roll one more time. Now, another rogue potion we definitely want. And I do actually want to craft up another lucky pig. Let's keep it going for now. Now with our piggy bank, with our lucky pig, we do have a higher chance to stun our opponents. It should be just about 52%. Once we get our second one in, we should be a little bit higher again. And we do need at least 3 or 7 more lucky pigs to have a pretty high chance of stunning. And unfortunately, we're not going to survive going up again this berserker. They just had too much value. And we're finally getting some crazy daggers. We're definitely going to want to grab you and craft up that bloody dagger. We're also going to grab you. We're going to reserve this undead Felima as we roll, and that's definitely more bloody amulets. Definitely some more bloody amulets. Now the thing is, do we actually want to craft up another strong heroic potion, or do we want to keep our big old banana? There's also flutes, which would be pretty decent too, but I'm not going to take it for now. I think we leave this undead Felima as we roll. And roll again, and we probably want a stamina stack for sure. Let's actually continue on like this for right now. This should be pretty good. We should have about a 58% of stunning, while our opponent still has a 45% chance. They have a crazy amount of poison stacked up from those daggers. But so far, not looking too bad. It's looking pretty good overall and smashing. And with that, we should have another lucky pig, which should be crazy good. We slot that in like so. We never crafted up bloody dagger, which is problematic for sure. Let's grab our stamina sack. Let's make sure we actually craft up a bloody dagger. Unstable recombobulator on sale for 3. It's also pretty darn good. But I'm going to take the lucky clover for now. Which means I'm going to roll. And we more than likely need some sort of mana generation. Are we going to spend 6 gold on a mana orb? I don't think we do. I think we roll once. We call it there for now. We move on. And we'll see. We should have a 63%, well 65% actually, chance to stun, which is pretty good. We definitely would love at least 3 more lucky pigs. That would be crazy, crazy good for us. And we'll see. And so far, it's looking pretty good. Our opponent does Resurrecto. And unfortunately, as I said, it looks pretty good. It definitely doesn't look good anymore. Actually, that was one big smack there towards the end. But it just wasn't enough. And we do get an eye lamp, which I'm going to take. That is a rainbow badge. Some pretty good options. We probably should take rope potion since it's on sale. We definitely want to grab a set of blueberries. We definitely want to grab a bit of storage. Should we take a banana? Craft up another strong rogue potion? I think we roll. And that is perfect for us, for sure. Now actually, a bit of a mistake. We didn't actually have that damage on our spectral dagger, which is crazy, crazy bad for us, for sure. Definitely a huge mistake, but we should be in a much, much better spot with this. For now, this is looking a hell of a lot better. Let's go and roll once. That's a piggy bank. We're going to sell our healing herbs to grab, and we're going to take out one of our rogue potions for now, as we craft up another lucky pig. Well, let's keep it going for now. Now our opponent is going to have a lot of damage with that Grovekeepr. They actually don't have a lot of survivability though, which should be pretty good for us because we do a lot of damage and smashing, and we never procced our heroic potions, which is a little bit problematic for sure. Now we end up with a 60 DPS. We managed to deal with just about 300 damage in 5 seconds, while our opponent actually dealt 56. But our stamina is shooting down pretty fast, so we'll proc if the fight lasts a little bit longer. We might actually want to add in another weapon for sure. But first of all, let's grab the bloody amulet. Let's roll once. Okay, do we actually want Jin's lamp? On sale for 6 is pretty good. We'll take it for now as we roll. If we want to take as much lucky clovers as possible, we could have an instant lamp basically from our Meg Clover. Potentially. So I actually think we sell our Jin's lamp. We could take. Should we actually take a practical large great sword on top of it? I think we actually do want to grab this. A lot of burst damage. Let's roll. Definitely want some extra storage. For sure. But we're going to add in our strong heroic potions like so. And let's go ahead and move on. Save our 2 gold. We should have a crazy good chance to stun right now. We should have a 72% chance. And we should potentially, actually we're just 1 under, and we actually got that big buff explosion and smashed, and we instantly burst on our opponent. And this is actually a ton of fun. Hammer dagger build, definitely still awesome. With a 60 DPS, not too bad whatsoever. With a 32 healing per second. Overall pretty good. And honestly, pretty bad block. But let's go and continue on. We're going to be adding in our practically large greatsword. Potentially. Let's grab it for now. We definitely want to grab some extra storage, which is going to be pretty darn good. We definitely need to fit this in, and that is more vampiric. We definitely want to grab that. Let's roll again. And one more time. Now this would be fantastic down in this position for sure. And with that, we should be in a pretty good spot. We should be able to start off with about 15 luck, which means we should get our big Meg Clover win con. And with that, we should have crit chance on everything thanks to Acorn Ace. Unfortunately, our leather boots does have to come out, which is not super ideal, but it is what it is. And let's go to move on.
Okay.
And we're going to see, now we are going to begin double shields, which is going to eat up all our stamina, but that's why we have 3 rogue potions. And we stacked up that in power, and it's already over. Pretty darn awesome, especially going to begin shielded, which does increase our block chance. Now it is only on 1 shield, which is lucky for us. But hey, we managed a 140 DPS setup, which is smashing. And that spectral dagger actually dealing insane amount of damage, which is pretty darn good. I'm going to grab this so we can actually fully complete our storage. We could grab a time dilator, but I think that actually makes our whole build even worse. So I'm not going to be grabbing it. Let's grab our bloody amulets. Let's go ahead and add in our lucky clovers. Let's go ahead and roll. We could take a prismatic orb to get a bunch of ram prism from the very beginning. It would be a bit crazy, but it might be worthwhile grabbing. Is it actually worthwhile grabbing? We could get 1, 2, 3, 4 more Van Prism. Increase healing efficiency. I think it might actually be worth grabbing, but it will actually take it. And let's go to move on for now. It can also give us some mana for Spectral Dagger, which should be pretty good. And so far our opponent does have a ton of block. We do attract through some of that block with a Spectral Dagger, and it's already over. Hammer Dagger build, definitely still a ton of fun. 165 DPS Hammer Dagger build setup, which is straight up fantastic for sure. A lot of damage between all our weapons, and a crap ton of healing, which is amazing. And let's actually grab our Prismatic Orb. Let's roll. Let's roll again. Let's actually grab this and see what it is. Amethyst Steel. Well, if we did have block, I would love to keep this, but we don't, so there's no point. We could craft up another piggy bank for even more stun chance on that hammer, which we definitely want to do. Let's grab it. Let's sell you for now. Now we can end up getting that 4 Vampirism in this position if we can't get the mana for right now. We'll have to do here for now. But we're going to take out 2 luck to craft up our lucky pig. And we should have exactly 15 luck. We've 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, we should start with our big buff explosion, which should be pretty good. Now I'm going to roll. And let's roll one more time. And one more time. And with that, let's go to move on.
Okay.
Now, this could be quite scary because our opponent is going to have a ton of healing. They do have a lot of damage mitigation at the very well, they have invulnerability at the very beginning. They have tons of armor. But so far, we are smashing with that damage. And actually, this is looking insanely strong. Definitely insanely strong. 100 DPS. And our opponent actually dealt very little damage altogether. They were definitely a scaling build with their whole setup. And they had 4 Prismatic Orbs, which is straight up nuts. For sure. So they should actually get a ton of value from the very beginning. But we end up smashing them anyway. But let's keep it going. And with that, our hammer should have an 80% chance to stun, which overall should be fantastic. We're going to grab back the leather boots that we did sell. We're going to roll, and we could take a second in practically large greatsword. We can also finish off with another dagger. Now, as much as I'd love to go crazy with a second in practically large greatsword, I definitely don't think it is going to be super viable, to be quite honest. So I think we're just going to end up grabbing another dagger for now. Let's roll. More crit chance. We don't exactly need any more crit chance. I think our build is pretty much complete. Now I'm going to buy this Amulet of Feasting. We have 0 food items. Eye lamp. Let's grab. Let's sell back. Let's roll. Let's roll. Now, actually, we could fit in a second Prismatic Orb, which might actually be worth it. So we're going to sell all this stuff. I'm going to sell some luck. Now with this, we do start off with mana for our Spectral Dagger, but we do start off with mana anyway. But this is going to give us even more Vampirism. It is going to give us increased healing efficiency, which overall should be amazing. And that's it. This is going to be a final setup. And we do got to make sure that we do have 15 luck, because if we go in without 15 luck, that is going to be super problematic for us. Now actually, we're going to take out our blueberries because we need to add in one more lucky clover. And with that, we should have 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 14, 15 luck from the very beginning, which means we're going to get our Mega Clover win con. We don't need that mana since we're going to have a Prismatic Orb. We should be able to start off with at least 4 mana, and that should be enough mana for a Spectral Dagger. And with also our Mega Clover win con, that definitely should be enough for right now. And with that, we're going to see. Are we going to win out? Can this Hammer Dagger build win out? Or are we going to come across a spike stacking shield build? And we're going to slow this one down. We're going to begin a Cheese Goobert, 20 Fencing Rapier, Falcon Blade, Fighter Subclass. Now, with that shield, it's going to be eating up a lot of our stamina, but with our heroic potions, we should be in a pretty good spot, and the fight's over. Actually, super awesome. And we still had 1 heroic potion left, which is pretty good. Now, the spinning for dummies, adding to our DPS altogether, giving our crafted weapons +1 damage, and also reducing the stamina on that hero longsword, which is pretty good overall. And especially with the Acorn Ace, bringing that stamina cost on all our weapons altogether, which is pretty darn good, meaning that we can space out our strong heroic potions over a longer course of fight. And awesome, let's go ahead and check our DPS. And with that, we actually managed to get 100 DPS, which is actually pretty good, dealing almost 700 damage. Now, it definitely would have been higher, only for our opponent is the Berserker to do have that Battle Rage with that Duffel Bag. You're going to be negating some of that damage with that Moon Shields. Shield is pretty good going up against daggers. It does negate a lot of damage, and also reduce a lot of stamina. Also, damage mitigation with the Dragon Skill Armor and a Cap of Discomfort, so our true DPS actually would have been a lot higher. Definitely, we tripled our opponent's DPS. Now let's check both our heals, which we had a pretty much a 90 healing per second, which is pretty darn awesome. And actually 60 health gained from those Bloody Amulets and with that Amulet Life. As for Bones healing, they had non-existent healing, but they did stack up actually. Honestly, with our Bloody Amulets, we actually stacked up just as much life as they did. But hey, the fight did only last 7 seconds. But then our opponent did have a decent bit of block. With a strong Stone Skin Potion, with the Dragon Skill Armor, with the Stone Skin Potion. It actually added up to be a decent amount, not crazy insane. And we ended up with a 78% chance to stun. And it's been a long time since I played a Hammer Dagger build, and this is still insanely fun. Honestly, unless you come across people stacking shields and spikes, that is not so fun. But hey, this actually worked out to be pretty darn awesome. Now, we did survive with 3 lives left. Let's go and see just how much rank points we managed to get. +11, and ranked us up quite a bit actually. But anyways, I'm going to leave you for now. Just want to say thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, or even consider subscribing. And I hope to see you look out for the next one. See you next time.